So if you follow me, you're probably already aware of all of the attacks on LGBT kids in schools. But this week, they are stooping to a whole new low. They are targeting transgender and LGBT suicide hotlines. This week, there's a concerted effort to attack the Trevor Project. Watch this video.
The White House has just come out and supported transing the kids. They're basing it on a study from the Trevor Project. The Trevor Project is an LGBT LMNOP nonprofit organization. The Trevor Project gets a lot of its funding from AbbVie, which is a pharmaceutical company that's making the drugs to transgender the kids. So,
Transgendering the kids. Of course, the Trevor Project receives donations from hundreds of companies. That doesn't matter to them.
So before I go into how extreme it is to be against assistance and services for LGBTQ kids, who may be in a household where their parents or their guardians don't accept them or who they are, and they don't have the resources that they need to safely guide them through those difficult times, how extreme it is to be against that. I want to just point out, once more, how hyper-focused conservatives always are on minority groups of people, whether it be the LGBTQ community, whether it be the Black community, whether it be the Latino community. They're always so worried about that southern border, but they're not worried about our other borders. We know why that is. But, again, look at the right wing in America, as they're so worried and terrified of drag shows, as if everywhere you go in every town all across America at all hours of the day, in every single store, in every single town, there's just a drag show. Like, you just can't escape it. Again, all these minority communities, whoever they are, live rent-free in these people's heads. And unfortunately, their fear drives policy into reality.
One conservative commentator focused in on the Trevor Project's ability to clear our browser history in case somebody unsafe walks in on the kid. They describe this as grooming, just because a kid can talk to somebody without an unsafe parent nearby. This is a standard feature of crisis hotlines. It's not just the Trevor Project that does this.
The United States is steeped in issues. Our education system is extremely lagging. It doesn't prepare people for the modern job market, and it doesn't prepare people for the future. Our healthcare system is an absolute disaster. We know how often people go bankrupt, how people pull up to emergency rooms and make decisions on if they're going to bring their children inside because they know about the bill that's going to be on the other end of that. Our prison, our law enforcement system is a mess. So many things are a mess within our economy about our wages. Our cost of living continues to rise. Inflation is an absolute disaster. And we have groups of people who are, how dare there be a hotline for LGBTQ kids to safely navigate the difficult times in their life? Being a teenager is difficult enough for anybody as you just kind of figure out what it means to be in the world at all, let alone for a group that really still isn't widely accepted enough, especially within, a lot of their households. A lot of these kids grow up in households where they regularly see their parents berate the LGBTQ community and persecute the community. So of course they're not going to be open and honest about who they are and how they're feeling. So for you to shut that down puts millions of kids in danger. All for what? So that you can feel more safe?
So what's the end game here? Well, another conservative commentator seems to want the Trevor Project to have to disclose people that call to their parents. Forcing trans and LGBT people to out themselves to their parents after calling a suicide crisis hotline is insane. But that's where we are.
And let's talk more reality, we just saw the Supreme Court strike down Roe v. Wade, a precedent and a right that women had in this country for 50 plus years. They struck that down, and we already saw what else they've been doing. And we saw Clarence Thomas and a number of other prominent Republicans say that they're going to go after, gay marriage. They're going to go after Brown v. Board of Education, a variety of other things. And as I've mentioned, the fact that they've done what they've done already in such a short amount of time, there's absolutely no reason for us to believe that they're not going to go after the things that they said that they would. They've already shown and proved that they are 100% about that smoke, that they are 100% going fully fledged and fully forward with their agenda. So again, when you see things like this and we see the rhetoric continue to increase, it's not just rhetoric anymore. It's actually turning in to real policy, and it's actually turning into realities that everyday people are having to face in a country that's supposedly number one.